It's good to see me, isn't it? You're here and I'm queer and welcome back to my channel. We can't have our wicked witch without having our good witch. And I couldn't be happier because we will be making Glinda the Good. And if you missed last week's video, I also made a new Elphaba for Good doll, which I will link up here and down in the description below. I can't just have 3.5 Elphabas. That just seems incorrectifying. I would also need 3.5 Glindas. The movie was so good and it was definitely worth the wait. I finally saw it. The drama, the music, and the story was spectacular. Again, I need them to release the director's cut. I just want to see everything happen all at once. You know, I just need it. Like my newest Elphaba, I want this Glinda to invoke the thrillifying gowns. My last Glinda was a full-on bubble-on-bubble theme with the Billy Burke twist. For this look, she will be even bigger, grander, and magical looking. You know, to maybe make up for the lack of... You know what I mean? Her top is movie inspired, but instead of the ruffle detail, I think she needs to have the splash water effect, which I've always wanted to tackle in doll form, so I'm very, very excited. Kind of like her bubble finally bursting. Her skirt is for sure the pièce de résistance of this look, inspired by the original Juno dress from Christian Dior. The petals originally represented peacock feathers, but of course also looks like bubbles oh so perfectly. I do want to add an overlay of tools and fabrics to exaggerate the overall skirt and shape. I mean, what's the point of having a Glinda gown if it's not truly Glindified? Before we hop onto our bubble, I'm delighted to share something truly special, and I would like to say a huge thank you to June's Journey for sponsoring this video. The wonders of Wicked have swept into June's Journey. From now until the end of January, you can experience a beautifully in-game event inspired by the world of Oz. Explore iconic locations such as Munchkinland and Shiz University, and earn unique rewards including a stunning Emerald City beautification item for your island. You follow June Parker, a determined woman drawn into the web of secrets as she seeks the truth behind her sister's murder and uncovers long-buried family secrets. It is a beautifully crafted hidden object mystery game that transports you to the glamorous world of the 1920s. Every chapter draws you deeper into the story, with exquisitely illustrated scenes, new clues, and thoughtful plot twists. I really love these scenes and how detailed they are. It's truly giving me decor inspirations, and it's so satisfying being able to find the hidden objects. You can also design and personalize your own island, which grows richer and more unique as you progress and unlock new features and events. I've always appreciated games that allow you to slow down, look closely, and discover hidden details. And pairing that experience with the artistry of Wicked makes this event feel wonderfully magical. So download June's Journey for free and uncover the hidden treasures from Oz in a world of enchanting mystery. Just click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on the screen. For our muse, I will be using the official Glinda doll as it's actually a really beautiful sculpt. We just need to do our big one and not just Glindify, but also hexify her. Let's start by cinching her waist with the boiling water method. This is really important if we want the bold and structured bodice corseted look. A big part in historical-esque clothing is the undergarments, and they're really meant to carry those heavy fabrics and silhouettes. So it's not just purely for the looks, though of course, that is a bonus. This is also why older dolls like Barbie had a very exaggerated figure and body because it was meant to showcase the clothes as if she had those undergarments. Like with Miss Elphaba, let's go ahead and submerge her in boiling, well, medium to boil hot water on the stove, and do not leave your dolls there unsupervised. We're not making stew, but I did put her in there for at least 10 minutes. And just to make sure that the pot actually did something, I do take my pliers and I squeeze the doll all over, you know, just for safety measures, because I've had moments where I left the doll there for so long and it barely did anything. And we have a success! I did for this time go a little bit further just to really exaggerate it, because I know that with the beadwork, with the fabrics, there's going to be bulk in there. So this plastic definitely pushes the doll plastic somewhere, and for this one I'm happy that at least it was in the back, because sometimes I've had moments where it would push it in the front, but yeah, this one's pretty good. While her body settles, let's work on her crown. I'm pretty much redoing everything I did from last year's accessories. If anything, I'm just changing the gems and the colors to match her new look. I prepared all of the gems that I'm going to be using, so let's go ahead and start Glindifying, well, you know, sparklifying this crown. I feel like it just needs it. It needs a little bit drama. It needs that visual noise, but like in a good way. You can opt out the gems if you'd like, and you can just use like glitter, which I feel like will have a beautiful effect as well. I personally just wanted the Aurora Borealis like color story, and so gems it is.
These are the same crystals I used for Elphaba, so it's kind of cohesive that way. And again, I really love that these crystals actually cast off pink, blue, lavender, and green.
Now for the wand. We have to really make this wand magical to really sell it. So of course, like last year's wand, let's make it sparkle, shine, and glimmer.
Let's go ahead and do the same thing we did for the crown and just add some sparkles to this. It is double-sided, so make sure to add it on both sides. If anything, I actually did paint this wand a little bit with kind of like a lavendery purple silver coat, just to really make it a little bit more cohesive with the new look that she's going to be sporting, because the pink was a little bit too stark of a difference.
Now it's time for this ostentatious ball gown. Made by the same amazing and talented That Plastic Biz on Instagram. I know I often say doing our big one this, big one that, but this gown is truly the biggest one. Metaphorically, physically, emotionally, it's big. I really wanted drama, exaggeration, and grandeur, and they truly delivered with this masterpiece. Every detail is executed to perfection. Every petal is made out of multiple layers of fabric, and shopping for these fabrics locally were so fun. And I was very specific with the type of fabric I wanted them to use, so I was like, I need to shop for it. Sending them across international sea, not so fun. I wanted her gown to be made out of multiple layers of blues, lavenders, and special fabric with metallic woven details. This gown is literally like 49 inches in circumference. That is huge. I did not believe them when they said it was big in person until I got it in person. Again, where am I putting this doll after? I'm gonna have to like hang her from the ceiling or something. And now it's time for me to do my big one and add more sparkles! This whole thing needs to sparkle. We're talking about disco ball. You get a stone, you get a stone. Every corner of this dress needs a stone.
Yes, I ended up ordering so many different stones, so many different sizes. I wanted to make sure that I was fully prepared. Let's go ahead and start with her top, and as you can see, it is crazy amazing looking. The construction is quite excellent, so let's go ahead and stone her. Now the pattern for this is definitely movie inspired. I really wanted to recreate those bubble swirls and try to kind of capture that essence with this, like using the gems, and I think it ended up looking so beautiful. And I actually really love the pattern. It looks so intricate. And as you can see, the waist doesn't look as intense because we do have the bodice over it. And this bodice in general has like multiple layers of fabric. It's like very bulky. And then we add the gems. So I feel like it really balances it out. Oh my Oz, this looks so good. Now let's go ahead and start bedazzling her entire skirt.
Yes, we're stoning every single petal. And I know they're not going to be seen because there is a overlay. But I don't know. I tried to really think about like, oh, let's just not do it. Let's just not stone what's not going to be seen. But there's just something in me that's just fighting back. And I'm like, no, we need to stone everything. We got to really commit to the bit. Because if there's one thing about me is that I try to commit to the bit. Because like, what if one day I want to remove the overskirt? You know what I mean? So then now we have a non-stoned area. You know what I mean? So like, I'm thinking ahead. So yeah.
Well, that bit definitely bit me in the behind because this definitely took me so long. It took a few days to complete the skirt and I was definitely over it. Like after the 3 petals, I was like, oh no, what did I sign up for?
Also, I want to say a huge thank you to my boyfriend Dylan for helping me stone these petals because trying to do this while working on the Elphaba doll was quite impossible by myself. These are the times that I truly wish that I can clone myself. I truly would not have been able to finish in time without himself. So thank you so much.
There was also a moment when we both were working on the skirt at the same time. He would be on the other end, I would be on the other end. It was kind of fun, but I'm like, oh my god, how do these showgirls do this? It does end up being relaxing at some point, especially if you're like watching something or like listening to something. Like if you're in the zone, it's pretty good. Et voila, we have finally done the skirt. We are done with stoning it. It looks absolutely amazing and I am just super obsessed with all of the sparkles, all of the shimmer, all of the glimmer. And now I just remembered, we also have to do the other side.
Oh my gosh.
We ended up completing it off camera because that was going to be too much to edit. But look, oh my god, we have the skirt fully stoned, front to back, left and right, up and down, north, south, east and west. Oh my god, this looks so good. And I really hope that Christian Dior and Suzanne Hilferty is proud of this creation. I do want to simulate or demonstrate how the sparkles would look if we were on stage. Imagine you're in the audience and you're like, what's going on over there? But bam! That's what's going on. Sparkle, shimmer, glimmer, glitter, everything all up in your face visually. And the magic, the fantasy, I'm just super obsessed. I mean, look at that, you guys. Also, the bigger sparkles that you're seeing is actually from the bigger stones that I was using. So yes, the bigger the stone, the bigger the sparkle. I'm truly obsessulated. We're not done with the skirt, of course. Now we have to work on the overlay skirt, and this one is kind of crazy. It is double layered, but the overlayer is like so much fabric that it really folds on itself. So let's go ahead and stone it as well. There's no specific pattern that I'm trying to follow, and I'm also using smaller gems for this one, just so that it's a little bit more subtle, but I just want the overall overskirt to be bedazzled, to be sparkling, to be magical looking. I locked in, I focused, and I was able to get this done within a few hours, I think. So that was really, really good. And it's kind of amazing because a lot of this fabric you don't really see, but they're kind of like in there. It's like layers upon layers upon layers, and it's amazing. Oh my gosh! I am so obsessulated with this dress. It's such a showstopper piece, and it's what every girl in a bubble deserves. I wanted to really push the fantasy and try to give her the water splash effect. I think this seems more organic and also has that frozen in time look. And it seems to really highlight her décolletage elegantly as well. I'm just taking my UV resin, and I'm also taking kind of like a sauce cup over here. Just make sure it's plastic, it's bendable, and we're kind of making a wave look, a wave pattern. And while I'm slowly curing it, I'm actually swirling it with a silicone spatula just to create more of the wave like water texture. And after that, you should be able to pop it off very, very easily. Sometimes it can look like flames, which I actually don't mind. And I made sure to make a lot just so we have options to play around with. And I'm pretty much just using 4 of them for her neckline. Over here, I am just going to be gluing it. And for that, I'm using the same glue that I used for the gems. Oh my god, it looks so freaking magical. I love it so much. And I actually went a little bit more subtle with this one because initially I was really going for a dramatic wave look, like literally a splash. But because of the hair, because of the gown, like overall, it was just going to look too much. So I was like, let's go for the subtle take. Now for the shoes, we need to give it more sparkle than last year's. I mean, no one's really gonna see it, but hey, I'm giving it a coat of the same paint I used for the wand just to make those two a little bit more cohesive. And then we are going to add the gems. I'm kind of just distributing the gems all over. Of course, I'm lining the edges somehow, and then I'm just kind of having more of a burst effect for the gems. This one's a little bit more scattered in a way than my previous one last year, so it's really, really cool. These shoes are definitely made for tapping bubbles, if you know what I mean. Now let's work on her hair. I think I'll be redoing the 1940s vintage hair vibe from the last doll. I just hope that I can recreate it. I mean, she needs to have flowing hair for her to toss, you know what I mean? I'm not really changing much for the hairstyle. I am kind of giving it more of a vintage look, but for the most part, we just need to recurl it and restyle it later on. If you guys have seen the movie, which one is your favorite song, favorite moment? Of course, without spoiling too much or anything at all. So like maybe do the whole if you know type of bit. But I'm very, very curious. I'm very interested. So let me know down below. Now let's work on her face. Of course, I will be doing my best to capture Ariana Grande's face, but again, please note that realism is not my usual expertise. I do want to try and recreate the face I did last year, but with added colors here and there. Definitely the same exact glamour. As per usual, let's go ahead and remove the factory paint using our acetone or nail polish remover if it has acetone in it. And before sketching, I did spray her face with Mr. Super Clear to prime it, and that's also the way that we can save it. And again, all of my materials are listed down below. There's a 2-part video of my materials and how I repaint, so check it out if you're interested. But of course, let's go ahead and map out Ariana's face as much as possible so we have a better guideline to then add those details. I think in the movie she had the same exact makeup for her pink look and also her blue look, but for this one I do want to add a little bit of lavender eyeshadow for her eyes, just to add a little bit of color and also to have a little bit more fun, differentiate it from the other doll that I made, and so on, just to have a little bit more variation. I did want this doll to look a little bit older than my other doll, so I'm actually basing the colors a little bit more closely to Ari's like features in terms of her eyebrows, darker eyes, and so on. I felt like her eyelashes and also her actual eyes needed to be super dark compared to her eyebrows, her lips, and also her hair. I feel like that really made it the Glinda look.
Oh my Oz. Her face is so beautiful and I'm so happy with how it turned out. The glam is definitely glamming and I'm super excited to see her fully assembled.
It's time to style her hair, so let's go ahead and remove all of her curlers, the straw curlers. And I'm pretty much just doing a brush out for this hair. I'm not going for the severe 1940s sculpted hair look. It's going to be a little bit more relaxed, it's going to be longer, and I really want those curls to be at the end. And to maintain definition, I just use a little bit of hairspray and gel. And we're finally done with her hairstyle. I am super obsessed. I love how it actually makes her look older. Now Glinda, give us some toss.
For the bubble, I could not get another one in time for this video. So for now, I will be borrowing from last year's Glinda. Good news! I just hope she fits into this one, as this doll was already a struggle to get in here. Now it's time to put her together.
Let's gather everything so we can finally assemble Glinda. Let me know if you guys want me to continue more characters from Wicked or just in general Wizard of Oz, because I feel like there's so much characters, so much lore. Like maybe we can make Ozma, for instance. I just feel like there's so much books, there's so much stories, and we need to continue this. I need like a series at this point. But yes, please do let me know because I'm interested, and I want to know if you guys are too. Finally, putting together a doll is definitely one of my favorite parts with doll creation and doll customization, just because it's so satisfying. In the very end, you are literally putting all of those pieces together.
I'm so enamored with how grand this doll is. I really feel like celebrating the Glinda way after finishing this project. She's so beautiful and magical looking, and I think even Madame Morrible will approve.
Flip it around, Wicked Witch!
Yeah.
Oh. Ow, oh my god. Ow, oh my god. Ow, oh my god. Okay. Okay. Wow. She fits.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to download June's Journey using the link below or by scanning the QR code. And I'll see you all in Oz.